Hello and welcome everyone to part two of the Paris 1-2 step of 24, a Shadowlight and Persona game, as part of Sword&Key's HOPEmas charity campaign, as that we are raising in conjunction with Team SideQuest's campaign for Project Hope. I am just going to quickly hand everything off here to Craig, who will introduce himself, will introduce all the players, we'll do what your amazing money can give our players in terms of incentives while raising money for a great cause. And then we'll get started with part two of what has been a very oh gosh, it's been a time. Handing it over to you, Craig.
Alrighty. I am just scrolling. Okay, I'm scrolling through real quick to try and find where I think, yes, I have it here. Okay. Um, Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sword and Key, to Project HOPEmas charity fundraising campaign, to Shadowlight and Persona, which is my self-designed, self-published TTRPG. Um, we are on part two, episode two of the Paris 1-2 step of 24. We are in the midst of the summer of 1924 in New York City, and some uh, our heroes, our protagonists, are embroiled in somewhat of a mystery. Before I do a quick recap and let everyone introduce themselves. Um, the the fundraiser rewards are uh, for $5 you may give a player a reroll. For $10 you may give a player an extra die. For $20 everybody gets a reroll. For $30 everyone gets a useful item. Pardon me. For $40 everybody gets an extra die. For $50 I get to introduce a complication. There we go. And we do have some left over. Okay, yes. So from last session, last episode, Shiv, you have an extra die. Everyone at the table has two rerolls. Uh, Bunny, you have one reroll, and Spider, you have one reroll. That is reroll one die, take the better result. Um, my name is Craig. I am the chorus I refer to in keeping with running theme throughout the game of theatrical Greek tragedy, Greek drama jargon. I am the chorus. I am the GM. Um, and I will go around the table. And now, since we have been introduced not only to our players, but to our PCs, I will let everyone introduce themselves and their characters at the same time. And we will start with Spider.
Hello, everyone. I am Spider. I am a content creator, Twitch streamer, podcaster. I host a movie review podcast with my brother called All Things Super. And for this campaign, I am playing Jericho Jerry Dawson, who is a sports announcer, radio broadcaster, also investigative journalist, just kind of working the seedy underbelly of New York City in 1924, all of his underground connections with smuggling, and he's just a part of all of that. So happy to be here and looking forward to seeing what other shenanigans we can get our group into.
All right, next, Dorothy.
Hi, my name is Bunny AK Fire Ashes. I'm playing Dorothy Deroche. Our Deroche. Our pronouns are she, her, and I don't know. I hope to help acquire uh what's needed to get this job done, whether it's information or goods, for these lovely professionals that I get to help out with this horrible tragedy. Um, yeah, I'm just your friendly neighborhood French immigrant uh, curiosity shop manager. Here to do my job.
All right, Shiv, aka Dr. Fury.
Uh yeah, I'm Shiv. I use she they pronouns just because I like a little pepper on my gender. I am Dr. Bubbles PhD on just about everything. You can find me at Linktree, Dr. Bubbles PhD. I am a TTRPG enthusiast that people keep putting in front of a camera and letting people watch. So you can find me various other places. I will have some new exciting things coming up in the new year, so keep an eye on my Blue Sky. Very excited about that. And I'll be playing Dr. Aoife Fury. She's probably a little bit more at home, elbow deep in a corpse than anywhere else in the world. So she's a medical examiner by trade, but it seems like she's got a couple of connections that might be a little less than legitimate.
Okay, and Jordan, aka Ford.
Hi, my name is Jordan. You can find me on all socials at Brutal Kind on Blue Sky Brutal Kind. I am a game player, designer, runner. I run a Discord called Griffin's Gate, where we run kind of a collective game and separate games for anybody interested in playing some TTRPGs. I have a podcast called Squeakquels. It's a sequel podcast where we believe that every movie deserves a sequel, and we're going to write them. So far, we have done Jurassic Park, Donnie Darko, The Sixth Sense, and The Departed, with some fun ones coming up in the next year. I am playing Ford Herrington, or his true persona is Fyodor Vilichikov. I am an expat from what is now the Soviet Union, and I am my day to day is as a musician, a Bona Vista man about town, but I moonlight as a spy for the Soviet Union and for possibly some Bolshevik interests.
And that leaves me for my socials. You can find me on almost everything as either Tezrak or Tezrak the Imp Slayer. Those are references to my very first D&D character way back in 1993. But I primarily am active on Discord servers and on Blue Sky. I do have a presence most other socials you can find me as well. But thank you all for being here, and let's dive right into part two after a bit of a quick recap. So everybody has, in some way, shape, or form, is familiar with the entrepreneur, Jill of all trades, Delilah Archibald, and she runs a private detective agency, courier agency, just about. I mean, she bodyguard work, private security. She has done it all, and if she can't do it, she will find someone who can do it for you. And in some way, shape, or form, she knows each one of the PCs and called them together late one night in the summer of 1924 because of an unfortunate incident that took place downtown New York City at the French consulate. A diplomat who was in town temporarily, it seems, was found murdered in his rooms, in his apartments, in the embassy building. And the French ambassador to the United States reached out to somebody who reached out to Delilah, and then who in turn reached out to these four fine individuals to take care of the body and try and figure out who is responsible for this before it makes its way into the papers. After all, not only is it the summer of 1924, it is also the middle of what is called the French Exposition, which is taking place in the Grand Central Palace in Midtown Manhattan in New York City. It is a kind of a lower key World's Fair. The World's Fairs that came before and after historically were a much grander affair, but in this case, things the war, aka World War One, put quite a damper on the proceedings, the festivities. So all the plans for it were tabled until 1924. So it has been quite a undertaking of fine art and industry, primarily between France and the United States, um, and has been going on since the start of the summer and is getting ready to wrap up. So by the middle to end of August, it should be wrapping up, which means that there's probably a couple weeks left before it all finishes. So the timing of this could not be any more importune, you might say, which is why Delilah is hoping to get this all sorted out and taken care of before it becomes a big deal. So in our first episode, um, everybody went to the consulate, to the embassy building, found our poor unfortunate diplomat, Mr. Leger. Camille Leger was found in his rooms. He had been stabbed in the back, both, well, literally, whether or not you know figuratively or not remains to be seen. Um, uh, and after giving the body and the rooms the once over, decided Dr. Fury reached out to some friends to get the body moved to a funeral home, and then everybody said they're going to follow Ford for breakfast. It is getting to be the early hours of the morning. It's 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And there is a Lithuanian diner called Veselka, and that is where everyone's destination is. And the last thing that you noticed as we wrapped up episode 1 is that you are being followed, and that's where we will pick up. So we will pick up in the diner in the wee hours of the morning. What's everyone's breakfast order? That's what I'm interested in knowing, starting with Ford.
I'm waiting on my contact, Ilya. We have ordered breakfast. I have very straightforwardly ordered 6 potato and cheese pierogi, fried, with 2 sunny side up eggs.
All right. And what about Dr. Fury?
All right, so I'm gonna have a bagel. You're gonna put on that bagel, fried egg, bacon, sausage, cheese, cream cheese, other half of the bagel.
Okay. And the waiter who is taking your order is seems like he is kind of a pockmarked teenager, maybe 15 or 16 years old. And as he's listening to your order and the stacking of it and all, he's all like, okay, uh, just making sure the bacon goes on first, right?
Look, I'm relatively easy as long as I can eat this with one hand. I don't care the order, all right? You're doing great.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Look, I do a lot of eating while I work, so I just need to make sure I got a hand free. So I put it all in one little,
Uh,
vehicle to get into the mouth. Yeah. And a black
okay,
coffee. Thank you.
okay, all right, got it. And Dorothy, what's next?
So Lithuania has something called breakfast cheesecake. And so I just know at a Lithuanian restaurant for breakfast, that's what she's eating.
Oh,
That's just it's gonna be a vibe. So Dorothy, let's see. I will have breakfast cheesecake and an egg so that I can say it was healthy. Thank you.
Wait. Hold the phone. I'll take a slice of the breakfast cheesecake too. Thank you.
okay. Two cheese. Okay. And and for you, sir, looking at Jerry.
What's going on, kid? Look, simple guy, just omelet, black coffee. That's all I need.
What would you like in your omelet, sir?
If you got just cheese is fine.
Okay. Writes it down. Have that out to you as soon as we can. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Um, so Ford, how reliable is Ilya?
Ilya is pretty reliable. I would say the only time that they don't show up is if they have a project at work that's kept them long. They are a clerk at the MMCA, so they keep pretty consistent hours unless there is something, pretty important keeping them around. Um, yeah.
And how, given the fact that it's somewhere around in the neighborhood of 4 to 5, does Ilya keep the kind of hours that you would expect him to show up when you call on him, or?
Ilya and I have a very interesting relationship. We meet at all hours of the day. Sometimes we'll meet for breakfast. We haven't seen each other in a while, and so I think Ilya generally, we're just happy to see each other when we can.
So he hasn't shown up yet. So you guys are mostly, and it doesn't take long for your food to come out. So you guys are having the opportunity to process everything and uh, sort of de-stress, of take a minute to recover from everything that went on just a couple hours earlier. Um, and that's so tell me what Ilya looks like.
Ilya is a younger gentleman, probably in his like mid to late 20s. He has very square, sharp jaw, beautiful cheekbones, a nice kind of floppy mop of very curly, um, kind of straw blonde hair. Um, you know, a classically handsome young gentleman, but with a kind of impish, uh, boyish charm as well. Usually wearing like, a nice little striped shirt, suspenders, and some wool slacks.
And now is Ilya older, or is Ford older than Ilya then?
Just a few years.
Just a few years. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe 20 or so minutes into you guys tucking into your breakfast, um, Ilya comes in and he is flanked by two individuals. Um, they are both much more severe in appearance than him. They are tall. They are wearing either like dark olive trench coats, or like one is wearing a dark olive trench coat, which is very unusual for this time of year. Um, the other one is wearing like a charcoal gray trench coat. They both have hats. They are both maybe in their probably in their early to mid 30s. So they are older than the both of you. Um, and hats to match, fedora hats to match in color to the trench coats. Um, and they come in. Ilya makes his way over to he starts looking around, and he spots you. The two gentlemen in trench coats hang up. They use the coat rack to hang up their hats and their coats, and they separate from him, and they take up their own table. But when Ilya sees you, he's like, Theo, uh, Ford, Ford, yes. So good to see you. Sorry to keep you waiting. I hope I didn't. I hope I'm not too late. Uh, and he is very clearly affecting an American accent.
Yes. I greet him with a similarly affected American accent, and I say, Ilya, pleasure. You have company. I also have company. These are my associates.
Well, I'm sure you understand how tense things can be, and work wants to just make sure that I'm safe, and uh, you know how it is, right?
Ah, of course, of course.
And he takes a look around at the rest of the other three at the table, and he says, "Is this a good time?"
Uh, it's a good time for us. We are just on our way to look into a little business. Um, is it a good time for you?
It's a fine time for me. Uh, the world waits for no one, and especially when you've got when I've got to keep time zones straight with home and you know uh those transatlantic cables are really doing a lot of heavy lifting as far as communications are going and trying to get deals signed and solidified. And so, yeah, you don't have to worry about me at all. But what can I do for you?
Is he speaking in a way that it seems like it might be like double speak? Like I could read into things that he's saying to discern what his situation is right now?
It's entirely possible. What would you like to roll?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I would say possibly deduce.
Okay. So what are you paying attention? How are you trying to see if he is dissemble? Is that what you're basically trying to figure out if
If
what
he's
he's
speaking,
saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
in some sort of like codex, I would say if there's any words that he's like using that might be, traditionally used in some sort of like spy conversation, if like, you know, when he said like home, time, those kind of things, if
Sure. Go for it.
so the high would be a seven, and yeah, the high would be a seven.
You can tell that he is a little bit on edge, but um, he does not seem to be intentionally trying to relay anything to you in the way of code phrases or anything like that. There's no tradecraft involved yet anyway.
Okay. I will then just ask him like, Ilya, is it okay if we speak openly about what we are looking into?
Uh, I certainly you'll get no objection from me.
Then I will kind of hand it off to Dorothy, to kind of describe the situation we're in.
Oh,
Oh, yes. Very nice to meet you. My name is uh oh well, yes. I guess you must have heard Ilya. Yes. Very nice to meet you. And he sort of nods and he sort of like tentatively holds out a hand. He's not sure who might want to shake hands, who might not want to shake hands, but
Dorothy will shake his hand. Dorothy Deroche, it's nice to meet you. Good morning. I'm very tired. I'm sorry. Good morning.
well, yes, it
Yes.
is awfully. It is very early. I definitely understand.
Or late, depending on what angle you're coming at the morning from.
That is fair. Yes.
I like to play my hand, doctor, so that other people don't know what side of the morning I'm coming from. Uh,
You do have
but
such a
fair.
good poker face. I admire it so much.
So, um, to speak plainly, as Mr. Ford here mentioned, um, we have how to put this. Um, there has been a murder
Oh,
that we need to understand more before it is public knowledge.
I see. Well,
We
that's very unfortunate. No?
it is um man stabbed in the back in his sleep. Terrible thing. Terrible
Ooh.
business. Um, though it seems weird, but
There was a knife in his back. I have not confirmed that that is the official cause of death. There was not enough blood.
that's fair. It's very peculiar.
Hmm.
That being said, I will look to Ford. I don't know how much he wants this person to know, though I'm trusting him with this because Ford trusts him. It also appears we had company on our way to breakfast today. I'm not the only one who noticed that, yes?
No,
You all did. I'm pretty sure.
noticed.
I'm pretty sure everybody succeeded that.
Yeah, but if we didn't really talk about it in character yet, then it would make sense for her to be like, and we all noticed that, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, if I had a nickel for every time I got followed down the street when I was walking around late at night, I'd be a very rich woman and be able to retire. I don't know.
Someone as beautiful as you being followed at night. I both understand and also wish you weren't.
I mean, it typically is because I'm walking around smelling like death, but you know, someone's like, "But what's?" It's cops. It's usually cops. I'll be entirely honest.
um. Oh, I mean, this all sounds very awful, and I'm terribly sorry for the person who was involved, but I don't understand how can I help?
So the main thing that I think that we are hoping to understand more is a business connection that the victim had. Right, Ford? This is why we have this conversation?
Yes, it seems that our associate had some dealings with your, um, to say, your business. There are some financial connections to the MMCA, and we were wondering if at any point you perhaps saw this man coming, going, witnessed any of these meetings, saw any interesting paperwork that might shed some light on this business relationship.
Which is not to say, sir, that we think that anyone in your business relations had anything to do with it, but to know how this man spent his time before death might better understand who might have been opposed to him.
Oh, certainly. And you said that he was well, I take that back. You actually have not said who was this person?
Oh, Mr. Camille Liger.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I
I did
believe
not
his
know.
business contact on your side was Mr. Alexei.
Yes. Andropovich. Yes. I did not know Camille, Mr. Leger. I did not know him personally, but he had a number of meetings in the trade union and with associates of mine. I can't elaborate as to what business that was, but I can at least tell you that he was there.
Mm.
Uh, there are um, there are issues of commercial integrity and patents and trade secrets that are involved.
Mm.
If that makes sense, I'm sorry that I can't be any more forthcoming than that.
Could we meet with anyone he was meeting with? You have to understand, sir, that if this man, the way he died, especially if the knife is not cause of death but symbolic, for a man in the middle of finishing business dealings to die stabbed in the back symbolically is quite meaningful, is it not?
I don't doubt that at all. I completely agree with you. I just
So if it's not your business associates who might be looked into because of this, if their names are not cleared, then it could be somebody who felt betrayed by accepting business deals with you instead of them, which is also something we would need to know.
Perhaps somebody that is willing to come after your bosses.
Yes, what if Alexei is next if we do not find this out? So I'm sure you understand our urgency.
And he seems conflicted about, you know, you make very good points, and he seems to be, that's definitely having an impact on him, but he also seems like he is feeling very apprehensive about being any more forthcoming about the nature of the business that Mr. Leger was involved in. What I can do is I can go, if you give me some time, I might be able to find out what I can share with you. Perhaps I can we can meet around noon later today, since it's already tomorrow.
I will put in a maybe slightly less than affected display. I will put my hand on his and say to him in my own voice, Ilya, we have known each other for many years. I understand there is maybe some trouble that this might get into, but for me, for the safety of those involved, any help you can give is entirely appreciated.
And he takes a breath. He looks over his shoulder at the two men that came in with him. And after they took off their hats and coats, you can tell that they are dressed in full three-piece suit tie, also matching their trench coats. So one in olive green and one in charcoal gray. The olive green guy has a burgundy tie, and the charcoal gray has a maybe a navy or a cornflower. Well, cornflower blue is a little bit bright. Yeah, probably a cornflower blue, solid tie. Both of them solid. And they are drinking coffee. They are not eating anything. Uh, whether or not they are actively paying attention to Ilya or not is uncertain. But that's about all you can glean from them, unless you want to roll something. Roll to figure out more. But Ilya takes him. He's like, when you, especially when you switch affect and accent. I Fyodor, I have to be entirely honest with you. Something recently has come to our attention that is dismaying, to say the least. Did you know, I should say, and he seems to be trying to choose his words very carefully. He's like, you came over to America after the fall of the empire, after the Tsar, after Nicholas and his family were assassinated, correct?
Are we speaking as friends or as breakfast associates right now, Ilya?
Well, uh, I hope we can speak as friends.
I would
Uh,
hope so too.
I recently have come across some information that there are individuals who have spread themselves out across the world who would very much like to see the Imperial dynasty return to power. And that is concerning to say the least. I don't know how credible it is. I don't know how involved this is, but I have heard rumors of people who are the last 20 years have been very as I'm sure you understand, very tumultuous at home for us. And uh, there are interests that seem to believe that the Bolshevik Revolution was the wrong way to go for our country, and wish to see some sort of imperial government take the place of the Soviet Union.
Are you saying that I am being implied in any of this?
No, I'm just
Okay.
wondering what you might know and why I hope you understand my level of apprehension.
I cannot speak for my colleagues here, but you know me, Ilya. I don't like to get involved in politics. We're simply looking into a murder, um, and we were just hoping to uh, get as much information as we could. Whatever you can give us really would be entirely helpful. And along with everybody's help, I'll just jot down as much like the questions that we need answered, the little information that we have that I think is safe to like give to him on a napkin, and I'll like fold it up and discreetly slip it across the table.
And he'll take the napkin and he puts it in one of his trousers pockets. Um, give me a little while, and I will see what what I'm able to find and what I'm able to share with you. I certainly do not want to hinder your efforts, and I recognize that myself and my associates may be wrapped up in this, but uh, I'll do the best I can.
Will your friends be joining us at our next meeting?
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Wonderful. And I'll give them both a little wave if they catch them glancing over.
They appear to be well manicured. One is dark brown hair. The other one is maybe like an ash blonde. And I mean their parts are immaculate. They're freshly shaven, and just the one with the ash blonde hair glances over in as you wave and does not respond. Just his glance is the response that you get, and uh, then they look at Ilya, and Ilya looks back at them, and he sort of, well, it was very nice seeing you again, Ford. Unfortunately, I must dash. Must attend to a very busy itinerary today. I I I have to apologize, and it was very nice to meet you and your friends. And hopefully, the next time we can meet will be under slightly less fraught circumstances.
Of course, I will lean in, give him a little handshake, and then just very discreetly in his ear, I'll whisper, "I like this color on you."
And he takes in a breath and nods sort of hesitantly and shakes your hand and uh, turns. He didn't order any food. He turns and he takes a glance at the two guys in suits, and they finish their coffee in a gulp, and Ilya leaves, and they leave right behind them, take their coats and their hats, and they take off right behind him.
How's everyone enjoying breakfast?
Has your voice been always been able to do that? Did I just miss that? I just
I'm sorry. I feel I should break the pretense. I am
yeah.
Fyodor, but you can call me Ford. This is mostly just to get through every day without too much hassle. But yes, I am an immigrant from the Soviet Union.
All right. She just goes back to eating her breakfast.
Dorothy
All right,
will
asked and
put
answered.
a hand on Ford's. It is funny how it is easier to exist not sounding or looking too much like ourselves, unless what we have or sound like is what is in fashion with them at the time, though.
Yes, and the thing that I am, while always maintaining fashion, is apparently for the time, not the fashion.
Yeah. Breakfast is delicious, thank you.
Well, if we're talking about immigration and coming from other places, I'm first generation. My mom came from Dublin, but she told me a great joke, and I feel like, just a shad of attention here this morning. How about what's the difference between a wedding and a funeral in Ireland? There's one less drunk at the party.
Ah,
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Thanks. Yeah, no. She was
why don't you ever play poker with an Irishman?
Oh no.
all right, this one I gotta hear.
They're always doubling down.
All right. You're pretty all right. I don't care where you come from.
There we go.
Uh,
All right.
So what is next? Do you trust that he will give us information on the goings ons with Alexei?
The way he is communicating implies that there's a bit more going on that he apparently seems not able to communicate as freely as we sometimes do. It seems maybe there's a lockdown surveillance going on there, which gives us that amount of information that they are tightening up. Usually he is such a gossip. So it is a bit concerning.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if he always travels with that kind of backup.
No. We're also not always meeting in such official capacity. And then I kind of get a little embarrassed that I sip on my coffee.
Aha. All right. Hey, whatever floats your boat, as they say.
Listen, Delilah brought us all together, and like I told you guys last night, if Delilah trusts you, I trust you. So in me trusting you for it, I know if you trust Ilya. And if you're familiar with him and you two are close, do you know what could have happened to get him to be a little bit more reserved and not as willing to reveal to you information? Do you think it was because
Eh,
I'm going to say it wasn't because of us, because, we're just hanging out having breakfast, but we just want to know if you
Did
might have any idea what would have happened.
Yeah, is he under some sort of duress with those guys, you know?
All I can say really is that through most of the time, with everything going on in Russia, Soviet Russia, you end up becoming very paranoid. The government becomes very paranoid. And so, no matter how long you may have known someone, you never know if they might be working for another interest.
Well,
Rasputin, you know?
that preacher was quite the ladies' man, from what I understand.
But a
So
trusted
glad someone else
advisor,
did it. I was trying
betrayed.
so hard not to do it. I muted myself so I wouldn't sing it.
um, no, I understand what you're saying, but also surely, how do I say? If his associates were involved in what happened tonight, surely they would not want him talking to just anybody
Oh,
right after.
well, we could
So if this company is new, like our company here was new, but he was assigned them, then that would alone keep him from wanting to talk freely with his friend if he is being guarded everywhere he goes right now. Maybe not his idea. I would not speak freely in that situation.
yeah, it could be some sort of monitor situation.
Yes, I think perhaps they are just making sure that he is not meeting with interests outside of our own.
But are we not potentially interests outside of their own?
Perhaps, but I am known at the MMCA, but anybody could be anti-Bolshevik.
Well, all I know is we got till noon
Mm.
to
And we've got
have
a body.
and I've got a job to do. So,
So
uh,
before we set out on our next steps, we know that Ilya was a little bit hesitant about what he could and could not reveal. We see that he has company which he doesn't normally roll with. And we all know that while we were heading into the restaurant or the diner this morning, we had some company of our own. How do we know this meeting won't be a setup for us? Because clearly we're looking into something that some people don't want to have revealed. And I think that they may be looking to tie up loose ends, if at all possible.
Do we notice anybody that might have been following us around the diner?
If whoever was following you did not come in with you and did not come in since in the entire time that you were eating breakfast.
Do we notice anyone in the time that we've sat order breakfast? Do we notice, because I'm sure with the sun coming up, it's still being early, but early workers might have some people passing by. Do we notice anyone sort of kind of staying in the area to see to make it to see if they're waiting for us to come out to see where we're going next or anything like that?
Are you looking while you're still in the diner, or are you gonna check when you come out?
I would the whole time Ford is talking to Illy, I think that would be on Jerry's mind. Coming into the diner knowing that we were followed, I would want to be vigilant while we're there to see if anyone looked like they were trying to make themselves look nonchalant to pass time to see if we or when we came out where we were going.
All right. Why don't you roll either uh, explore, discern, or another skill you have that you think would be appropriate.
Okay, I will roll explore. No, I think the discern would fit better. Notice unusual
Okay.
features or circumstances. All right, so I'll roll discern. One fail. I will re-roll that one. Okay, that is highest is a 7.
As far as while you guys have been sitting here, it does not seem like anyone has come in to the diner that is trying actively to avoid standing out.
Okay.
Jerry, I think those are good thoughts to be mindful of. We luckily have to go to the funeral home before the meeting today. And I do not know if there will be other stops along the way. But I think that is something we should be mindful of, and we should talk about more on whether or not this meeting later at noon might be a trap, whether or not Ford's friend wants it to be.
Oh no, it's for sure a
Um,
trap. We just got to come in prepared.
yeah. So we should figure out how to be prepared, but for right now, wouldn't the best thing to do next be to learn more about the body in the doctor's professional setting? Like we go, we let her do her job, and we plan while she does her job. Like, I'm sure we're not all going to be helping with the monster's corpse. So
Yeah, there's nothing that I can do. I know that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you can hold a tool or two, right?
Hey, I've been known to hold a tool or two.
There you go. Yeah. Look, I'm not too familiar with some tools myself, put it that way.
I
well,
have
No,
also
yeah, I
been known
agree.
to hold a tool or two.
uh,
Look at us, a bunch of tool
and
experts.
and here I
I don't
am,
know. No, no, no. There's
toolless.
certain tools that I can't even wrap my hands around.
When we leave the diner, I will want to look around to see if there's anybody at like the nearby newsstands or the like that at all matches previous company, or seems out of place or seems to be giving us too many glances. But aside from that, like, I think the best we can do is plan while better autopsies are happening, right? So I feel like I'm
Alrighty. So, Dorothy, if you are going to be actively taking a look around, then let me have a discern as well, please.
sure. I will grab my jacket and hat from next to the door also, and then I'll make a big show of I wonder how the weather is this morning, and like adjusting a bunch outside the door waiting for other. One of those dice is a 10, baby.
Let's
So
go.
that's
Okay.
a 12. I'm really happy because my other rolls were not good. A 2, a 3, and a 10. You take what you can get.
Okay. I'm going to let's see. You are if there is anybody out here that is watching you, they are very good at staying out of sight because
Okay.
you are fairly certain that the coast is clear, so to speak.
Um, she'll pop her head back in the door to her compatriots. The weather out here is shockingly nice this morning. Come on. She'll go back out and adjust her gloves and wait for them.
Dr. Fury is going to join you back outside and just pull out a cigarette and light it up and say, yeah, good weather, and look around. And I would also like to,
Yeah.
well, I'm not looking for, I'm
What
not
if we-
looking for a person. I'm basically trying to look and see if there's any kind of evidence that someone was there. Maybe like some cigarette butts, like just out of the windows, like stuff like that. Like,
Okay.
they're not here now, but were they
Mhm.
here before? Kind of
Okay.
thing.
Sure.
So, that's a discern, I assume,
Mhm. Yep.
which is 2 for me, which the highest is 6, which plus a 2 for an 8.
Again, if there was in fact somebody here, they did a very good job of policing their
Mm-hmm.
their perch, so to speak. They're blind.
She looks around, she goes, yeah, pretty nice, and pulls the flask out from inside her blazer pocket and just takes a hearty swig. Says, all right, well, you get to meet Morty. Hope you're excited.
Should I be excited?
Ah, he's great. He's great. Just uh don't don't ask him any questions about his occupation, not because he's got anything legitimate going on that I don't know about. It's more that he's just gonna yap you off, all right? So just like don't ask any funeral related questions. He just gets going and it's just forever.
Mm.
I once had the pleasure of asking him what the insides of a crematory how they worked, and I was locked in for about 2.5 hours.
Mandu. Okay. Noted. No questions.
He's
Uh,
he's very passionate about what he does. I really appreciate it.
oof. I do applaud a passionate worker.
Well, I'm really into my work. Just. And she's gonna just start walking towards the funeral home.
I mean, I'll
Is
follow
it
her. I'm
is it
assuming
is
the
it going to
guys are
be
following.
is it going to be a walk to the funeral home, or is it a hail a cab, or
I can't remember. Did we establish public transits around? Because that's how
oh, they're
Dr. Fury
trolley.
gets
Oh yeah,
around. Yeah.
there are buses and trolleys.
So
Yeah.
she's
There's
making way
also
towards the stop.
Well, also the New York subway.
yeah, there's like 3 lines operating in this year.
Yeah,
I
because
think
the
she said
subway
it was
opened in 1904, so the subway's been around for like 20 years. I think we'd
Yeah.
be, if there is a line that goes near where we're going, we'd be
yeah.
accustomed to that by now.
Okay. Does anybody want to do anything other than follow Dr. Fury to the funeral home?
So this doesn't need to actually result in anything, but I will let them know that I'll be right behind them and I'll just like I'll catch up with you, in a very casual, so it looks like I'm going to do something else. And I'll walk around the corner, and in classic spy style from a newspaper stand, I will buy a newspaper. I will take off my jacket, and it's actually like reversible, and the inside of it is a bit more like beaten up looking, kind of like wool ratty thing, maybe with patches on the shoulders. I'll put on a pair of glasses that maybe make me look a little bit more bohemian rather than like upscale. And I will essentially like follow behind them at like 30 to 40 feet at a time. And then try to see if I notice anybody kind of like actively following them.
So, when you approach a newsstand, after you put some distance, between between Dr. Fury and Dorothy and Jerry, what are we doing?
I'm of the same mind as Ford. Since we know we were being followed, I think that I would want to potentially separate ourselves for a little bit, not necessarily go in different directions, but make it look like we didn't exit the diner as a group. So
Okay.
after Dr. Fury and Dorothy went outside, I'll settle up the bill. And Ford has gone. I see him go across the street to the newspaper stand. And so I'll take a second, stand outside the door, have a smoke. And then after I see everybody else go off, then I'll go off as well. Because I would stay from across the street from Ford. And while Ford's about 30 or so feet behind Dr. Fury and Dorothy, I'll just be sort of a little bit right behind Ford, but parallel to him across the street.
Okay, so we've got Dr. Fury and Dorothy, we've got Ford, and we've got Jerry. Is that my understanding? Does that sound
Yes.
accurate? Okay. Ford, when you go to grab, you find the newsstand just as the early edition is dropped off by a New York Sentinel truck. Literally, somebody pulls up to the newsstand and tosses two big bundles of papers, printed papers, um, and this 8-year-old kid who's waiting to be able to start his job. He has a pair of scissors. He snips off the binding on the papers, and he grabs the first one off the top, and he looks at it real quick, and he goes, "Extra, extra! Read all about it."
Ooh, hot off the
Mm,
presses. I'll take one of those, kid.
Uh, biggest diamond in the world stolen.
I mean, I'll take a look at that if there's any information in that news article that is of interest.
So there is, it mentions a socialite by the name of Evelyn McLean, and she was very much involved in the French Exposition. She was in town to put on display. She is the current owner of something called the Hope Diamond. And apparently it has been stolen. It has gone missing, thought to be stolen. And Jerry, when you separate and you kind of hang back a little bit, you come across a a person who is temporarily unhoused. They appear to be tall, um, what's the word? Unkempt. Looks like a tan or a khaki trench coat that they're wearing. Very ordinary clothes underneath. Long, shaggy hair. A beard that has grown unkempt and untrimmed for maybe months. And uh, they have propped themselves up against a building. Uh, they have with them a dog. Looks like a terrier of some kind, maybe a Schnauzer or a Wheaten Terrier. Very fair coat, uh, very fair colored coat. Uh, they have taken one of those sandwich boards that they're wearing and basically are walking up and down this one particular block, and they are shouting, "Beware! Awaken yourselves to the truth that is just beneath the surface. Our world has been invaded, and there are dark forces manipulating our government behind the scenes." And on one side of the sandwich board, on the front, "Awaken yourselves." On the back side, "Dark forces," and in all capital letters, uh, and is just repeating this mantra over and over again. Dr. Fury and Dorothy, you guys catch the subway, and it will take you maybe a couple stops. Um, you're still within Greenwich Village, so you're not really going terribly out of your way. Um, Probably going from the east side to the west side. Um,
No diggity.
No,
no
no
doubt.
diggity. I
No,
thank
no
you.
doubt. That's how you.
I'm
Um,
so glad you are all singing the songs. I'm trying so hard not to.
um, so Ford, this is our little enterprising newsman who's shouting the early edition, and he's just repeating it over and over again because that's literally all. That's his job. Um, what do you do?
Yeah, I love it. Like I said, I don't want to split too far off. I just kind of knowing this information, I will try to glean as much as I can from the news article, see if I can get eyes on Jerry, and try to at least get to the um, morgue in a timely fashion.
How sneaky is Jerry trying to be?
Jerry is trying to be nonchalant, trying not to make it obvious that I'm hiding or trying to basically I want to make it appear like I'm going about my day, like
Mhm.
nothing's amiss or anything like that.
All right, then why don't I believe that you have uh sneak or skulk or something to that effect unlocked on your character sheet
I
towards the
have
bottom.
I have a skill called lurk.
Lurk. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. So why don't you roll that for me?
All right, I will roll to lurk.
And Ford, if you are trying to keep an eye on or keep Jerry within sight of you, then why don't you give me discern?
I love it. Oh, that is a 10, so that will be a 12, I believe.
Okay.
And for my lurk, my highest was a 9 plus 2, which gives me an 11.
All right. Um, so you're reasonably sure, Jerry, that you are operating in such a way that your movements and your way of carrying yourself is all very sort of nonchalant and uh you're not doing anything to draw a whole lot of attention to yourself. Ford, you're able to keep uh Jerry within sight. So you haven't lost him in the we're now getting towards the fact where it's proper morning and the sun has come out and uh it's summertime, so days are long, and uh so you're able to keep him in sight and be able to keep him while you're going about your business, you're able to keep an eye on him. You haven't
Cool.
lost him.
If
Yeah.
I'll just kind of like in doing, seeing him trying to lurk, lurking pretty well, but I'm just Jerry, I'm a spy. I'm sorry, it's what I do. I'll kind of just like absent-mindedly or to the passerby, absent-mindedly like flick my finger at the top corner of the paper, and maybe while Jerry is lurking around, you know, keeping eyes on things, it might catch his attention. And if I do catch his attention, I will just kind of give like a little touch of my glasses to indicate that I see you, you see me, we're good in this moment. We don't need to, like, meet up or anything, but I've got eyes on you.
All right. And so ultimately, everybody will reconvene at the funeral home. Pardon me. And your Dr. Fury, your contact has come through. It was Julian. I can't remember the first part. Was it Morty? Was the guy that
Morty's
you
the
called?
mortician.
Right. So he's the one that
And
you called to move
I
the
think
body.
yes, it was Julian coming through with the body. So
Yeah.
also my earbuds are doing something funky, so there might be a bit of an echo if I can't catch it in time. So I'm
Okay.
sorry.
That's okay.
So she like, yeah, you know what? We're in New York. Why not? She bursts in the front of the funeral home like Kramer does to Seinfeld's apartment. Just Morty.
And in typical, I mean, the front of house for most funeral homes, at least in my experience, are very placid and very
Mhm.
very very soothing music playing, uh uh and it's early still. I mean, it's early for business hours. Chances are maybe it's not open for business yet, but um you throw the
Yep.
doors open. Maybe you come in a side door.
Yeah, no. I mean,
Yeah,
like this is long before we got keypad locks to make sure
yeah,
nobody comes back into the prep room.
right.
So uh speaking of the soft soothing music in a funeral home foyer, there was a time at a funeral home I worked at where the piano was playing a playlist of piano covers, and it I noticed it was playing a piano cover of Despacito. I want it played at my funeral now, please. Let the record show here on Sword&Key. Despacito at my funeral. So she comes in that side door because that's the flower delivery door, and you always get flowers before service, so it always has to be opened first before anything else. She knows this. And she flings the door open, yells, not even worried because she knows they nobody making arrangements this early in the morning. We're good. So marches in like she owns the place, and just kind of poking at maybe there's arrangements, just kind of going, oh, I wonder if this is from yesterday's or what's for today's. Just kind of wandering in, like Kramer, the stray cat that just shows up.
Dr. Fury's first name is pronounced Aoife.
Aoife.
Okay. Would Morty be amongst your colleagues that would be able to get away with calling you that?
Yeah.
Aoife, that you?
Yeah. You got what I came for?
Yeah. Come through.
All right. And she's gonna lead whoever's in tow back double doors into the front, being very placid and very inviting, and then you open those doors and it is cold, it is dim, uh and there's probably a smell, uh and walks back there, and it's just like, are you in the prep room, you in the cool room?
Oh, in the prep room.
And she's gonna walk in and be like, all right,
Uh,
well, she's gonna stop at the door. Who's in tow? Is it just Dorothy or is it everyone with us?
well, you probably would have had to have maybe. That's a good question. So, if Ford and Jerry were tailing behind and putting some distance between them and you and Dorothy, um, they may not know. They may go to the front door. Does that sound? How does that sound? Not them not being terribly cognizant of funeral home procedures. Um,
Yeah,
what
I
are
would
our
imagine
thoughts?
we're arriving probably at least like what, 20, half an hour? What do you think?
Yeah, I would say
That
no
sounds
more
right.
than that.
Yeah.
After, yeah.
But yeah, seeing as it's an establishment, that would be my first thought, to go to the front door and try the front door.
Whoops. So yeah,
there's
she's
the hours are very clearly posted, and the official opening of the business is probably not for another few hours. So the front door is definitely locked.
So I'll turn it forward and I'll say, well, it doesn't look like we're getting in through this way. Let's go look around and see if there's another entrance that the ladies might have beaten us here already.
Yeah, and I would say because she's just arriving, this probably isn't happening for a while. So they can have their own scene without us for a minute.
Yeah. So Aoife stops at the door to the prep room, goes, look, I deal with a lot of biohazard every single day of my life. I deal with all sorts of stuff that comes out of all sorts of orifices. If you start to feel sick, I can't do live and vomit, all right? Just if you're gonna feel sick, just step outside and have one of the apprentices take care of you, all right? I just can't do it. That's not me. But
I
otherwise,
come and go out this door as I feel I need to.
yeah, just
Okay.
take a breather. You're good. Sometimes the fumes can get to you. Oh man, crack open that cavity fluid, and all of a sudden everything starts watering. It's fine, but we're not embalming, so it's not even.
I've got just the thing. It's okay. And she'll
Okay.
look through her bag and she'll pull out like a thing of like solid perfume and take a few scratches and then just rub it under her nose.
Yeah, perfect. I do a little eucalyptus sometimes. Yeah. So did you know cinnamon actually can totally negate the scent of decomposition? Fun fact. And she's gonna push open the door.
So Morty is in the prep room, but your Jean-Eric is in the cold room.
Okay. She's gonna poke her head in, notice that it's not her body, and go, sorry, my bad. Hold on. And then she's gonna go to the cool room and grab the gurney and wheel it on in. Be like, all right, everyone stand back. This is what I'm best at. It's saying
Doctor?
everyone stand back to one person.
Dr. Fury may have thrown that out as like a throwaway fun fact, but Dorothy pulls out her like little pocketbook and takes notes because that's a thing that she can know to acquire for later for future jobs or if people need it. Acquire cinnamon for
Fun
covering
fact, that is
smell of
actually scientifically.
decomposition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally scientifically accurate. The scent of cinnamon will completely negate the scent of decomposition.
I am definitely not making note of this. It's fine.
You never know.
But Dorothy is a person who acquires things for people, so she's making a note of that. Sounds very useful for jobs like this one. Carry cinnamon in some form of suspension. For right now, I think that what Dr. Fury is doing is disgusting and fascinating at the same time. And so I'll probably watch from afar, but mostly just sort of like the sheepish, like taking notes about the case so far and the journal. And then occasionally like looking over and then being like, oh, nope, that's too much. Back to notes.
So without going into gory details for our lovely audience who probably has a different level of gross than mine, as an actual mortuary worker, I have the expertise in pathology. I also have doctor as one of my skills. So would I be able to add those two together, even though it's treat injury and disease? I imagine adding pathology would make it for identifying as well.
So that'll
Cool.
that will give you an extra die.
So
And you are welcome to also use the donation as well.
And I had a crit I still am holding on to from last session as well.
Okay.
I have in my notes.
All right.
I think I'm going to deduce something here. So, well,
You're rolling doctor,
I'm rolling doctor.
and you're calling in the pathology sphere. Yes.
So I rolled I rolled a 10. I only have
Okay.
2 dice right now, so I have to roll 4 of them, but I rolled a 10 in the first batch, so I'm
Okay.
noting that that would be a
Impressive.
total of 13.
Okay.
And just see if there's then next lowest is an 8, then a 5 and a 3.
All right. So your highest is a 10. So that
Mm-hmm.
with a total of
13. I have a
13. Okay.
+3 to this.
So that will net you a crit.
Cool. It's almost
Uh,
like I'm really good at this.
um, what you will tell is the the dagger was the cause of death. The stab wound was the cause of death. However, are you going to examine tell me the order in which you examine the body versus the dagger itself?
First is going to be I'm going to use technical terms here. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Cavernous, like the body cavities, the cavernous organs,
Mhm,
checking those for damage and all of
mhm,
that, which would also include like circulatory system and stuff to see what
mhm,
got nicked.
mhm,
Um, and then taking into account strange smells or anything like that in any of those that can hold fluids.
mhm.
Um, taking note for bitter almonds for cyanide.
No, yeah, yeah, no, definitely no poison.
So
The stab wound was cause of death.
mhm.
Um,
But there's
however,
a yeah, there's a lot of blood we have unaccounted for. So then she's gonna look at the murder weapon.
okay, so um, removing the dagger from the wound, you can tell that something caused the blood in his body to coagulate and coagulate rapidly.
Mm.
That's what you
Ah.
tell after removing the dagger. Examining the dagger, I will ask you to roll deduce or something else other than doctor.
Okay.
Um, and in this case, pathology will not apply.
Okay. So I'm gonna do deduce because I'm also very good at that. With a oh my I'm using this dice forever. Okay. So a 10, a
Okay.
9, a 10, a 9, and a 3.
All right. So
For a
your
10
total.
for another total of 13, because I'm also very good
Okay.
at deduce. Oh, a
What
smarty
is
pants character, I
your
love.
we tied on the top die.
Okay,
What is your next highest?
then a 12.
A 12. Okay. What? So where the wound was, you would have expected, if this was intended to be the fatal blow, so to speak,
Right.
you would have expected that it would have been maybe an inch above or an inch below, because this person missed a golden opportunity to um, to nick whatever artery was necessary
Hmm.
um, in order to cause the bleed out, so to speak.
We're probably looking at the arch of the aorta.
But that's the thing is that it was off. So this person really
Mm.
didn't know what they were doing.
Mm.
They Something else was introduced that caused death and caused this rapid coagulation. One more time, give me a deduce on the dagger itself.
Okay.
So basically, I'm saying you examine the body, you examine the wound, now you're examining the dagger.
Apparently, it's literally all twos for totals of 5 for each of them. I literally rolled nothing but twos. There it is. I would like to call in one of my crits. Can I call it a
Use up
crit?
all your tens.
You can call it, you can spend a crit. However, the since you so what you can do is you can steer if you decide to spend a crit after you have seen the result, and in this case, the result would have been just an outright failure,
Mhm.
you can steer it to where it's basically a what's my terminology? It glanced away from failure. So because you are spending your crit, you are steering the failure towards a glancing effect
Okay.
rather than. So it's still a failure, but it's not as bad as if you had failed outright.
I think her theory at that point would be a hemotoxin that causes rapid coagulation
Mhm.
and maybe inspects the dagger for maybe signs of it being coated.
Uh,
Um,
the dagger is clean. There is no
okay.
evidence of any kind of foreign substance. Dorothy, I know you said you're watching from a distance.
Yeah.
Do you want to be involved in this at all?
Sure. Um, I once we're on the inspecting an item side of things rather than inspecting wounds or doing a full autopsy or anything, we're back in her wheelhouse. So, um, when you're when
You can give me a discern, you can give me a deduce. What you decide. You get to decide what skill you'd like to use in examining the dagger.
I think discern still makes more sense for what she's trying to do
Okay.
for now.
All right. Go for it.
Can I can I roll that extra die?
Yeah. Mhm.
Cool. That's a 10. Total.
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 Okay. What's your next highest?
Uh 9 total. I have a
9
8 and
total.
a
Okay.
7.
So again, to recap from last episode, last session, this dagger is unadorned. It is it is a straight blade about maybe 8 inches long, maybe about an inch wide, and it's straight until it tapers at the very end. So there's
Mm.
the I think it's called the tang, which is where it meets the
Mhm.
hilt. Is there is no substantial difference.
Um
The handle is um, some sort of uh, some sort of stone, some sort of polished stone that's black. So maybe onyx or maybe obsidian, uh, polished but not clear. You can't see through. It's not transparent. Um, and then there is a very uh, the pommel on it is maybe silver or uh, pewter, some mix of silver and iron, but it again is like it's about the size of a marble at the very bottom of it. It is plain as the day is long. What you are able to pick out from it is that there is a lock of human hair that is wrapped around the pommel at the where the crossguard meets the blade.
mm.
And that is where we're going to go to break.
Great timing.
All right.
All right, everybody, thank you. We'll be back anywhere from like 10 to 15. Hydrate, pet your pets. We'll be back soon. Bye. Hello, everybody. We are back from break. I don't forget, we are raising money for HOPEmas. If you put !donate in chat, you get to see the lovely donation incentives that you can help our lovely players with as we raise money for a good cause. So I'm going to hand it back over to Greg.
I would like to challenge everybody to give me the opportunity to introduce a complication. I would love to see these people's lives get more tense and perilous as events unfold.
More than it
So,
already is.
oh no, believe me. Oh, I mean, well,
It
I
could get
will let
worse.
you interpret things as you wish to see them. I am just the chorus. I'm just here to interpret for our constant listeners and viewers at home, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching all over the world.
We've barely
Uh,
rolled any physical checks yet. That's what I'm scared about.
that is
Yeah,
a very
touche.
that is a very good point. Um, so when we went to break, Dorothy started examining the murder weapon and noticed that there was a lock of hair that was wound around the base of the blade where it met the crossguard of the dagger. Uh, Fyodor, Ford and Jerry. So I would imagine that the funeral home would have the side door and would probably have a loading entrance as well. Um, are we going to, how are we going to meet up with Dr. Fury and Dorothy at this point?
I
I
would
think
say, yeah.
no,
Go
you
ahead
go.
for it. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I was as we walk up to the front door, see that we're early, too early for normal business hours, and the front door is locked. And knowing that Dr. Fury has connections with the funeral home, I think that the natural decision would be to go around the side or to see if there's a back door or anything like that. That if we haven't arrived in enough time to see them go in, then to kind of just try around the back door,
Okay.
uh, give the back door a knock or the side door a knock.
Did we in our like kind of trail, did we notice anybody following or did we notice anything untoward?
You can roll, uh, explore, discern,
Thank you.
whatever you would like.
Were you also doing this, Jared?
Yes, I was also. Oh, so I could would I also be able to roll as well?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So I'll roll discern.
A
That's
10 is my high.
double
And
fives
total?
from me. Or
10 in total, yes.
Okay.
double fives from me for a total of 8.
All right. If neither of you spot anything out of the
Okay.
ordinary.
Um, as we are looking around the sides of the building for any other doors, I'll slap the newspaper onto Jerry's chest and I'll say, the Hope Diamond was stolen.
And so I recall what Delilah told us when she called us at a coffee shop late last night, in Telford. I think this may be what Delilah was mentioning, our other issue that she would have potentially wanted us to look into.
Ah,
It
well,
seems as though if, in fact, if you are right, Jerry, it seems like the news of that managed to make its way to the press.
If I look at the byline of that front page story, would it be a name that I recognize?
Why don't you, let's see. Oh yeah, I mean I don't even think a roll is necessary. We'll say it's Simon Fowler.
Okay.
Um, so he's a staff writer for the New York Sentinel, and he would, because it's a front page thing, it's a society thing. Um, he would have been the one that would have been put on it, and it would have been put on. He would have the whoever leaked the story, either they got in touch with someone at the paper or they got in touch with him directly, but he would have been up in the middle of the night writing the story.
Okay.
And he would have between the paper itself and him, a story this big would have been well worth uh, putting in the overtime and suffering the lack of sleep in order to get a story like this out.
Salto Ford. So I know Simon. He and I go way back. So if he's got this much information on this story to where we can put it right on the front page the day after it happens, he's gotten some inside information. And if this is what Delilah wants us to look into as well, we might need to pay him a visit to see who he spoke with or who he was able to get this information from, to be able to track down how he was able to get this story out so fast.
I'll give him a smile. I'll say, all right, well, another lead is a good thing. And then I'll probably we're maybe at a door at this point, and it's probably the wrong door still. And I'll look in through the window and kind of lightly knock. And I'll say, or maybe two birds with one stone. The diamond is inside the dead guy. And I'll continue to look for the door.
So ultimately, you're going to find the same side door that Dr. Fury and Dorothy used, and you'll wind up getting Dorothy as you are examining the dagger. You hear a knock at the door, at the side door that you guys came in.
That's probably Flowers, so you should probably let him in.
But, all right. And she'll sort of absent-mindedly walk over to the door while still very much staring at this lock of hair.
Oh, so you removed the lock of hair from the
no. I'm holding the dagger.
Oh, you're holding the
looking at
dagger.
The lock
Okay.
of hair, walking over to the door.
Another
Is
thing to
there-
point out about the dagger is that when you pulled Dr. Fury, when you pulled the dagger out of the body, it came out clean.
Fascinating.
So Dorothy opens the door and is brandishing the murder weapon.
I say, what are you doing with that completely unremarkable dagger?
It is it is actually shockingly remarkable now. Come in.
It sounds like you two found some new information in a little bit of time that you got to look at the body, which is great. This might be able to point us in a direction to where we might be able to nail something down.
She'll sort of look around and then shut outside and then shut the door behind them and kind of bring them back to Dr. Fury. Not Flowers, just friends. Fellow gentlemen, did you notice anything about this that I'm holding? A clue is that Dr. Fury did not clean it before handing it to me.
And so we'll take a look at the dagger in Dorothy's hand. Do we see the hair on it as well?
You see how cleanly it was removed from the body. There's not a speck of blood on that blade, and you see the lock of hair that is wound around the base of the blade where it meets the crossguard.
I have not asked yet because we went to commercial right as I had to ponder my life choices. What color hair is wrapped around it? And is it the same color hair as our victim?
It is we'll say it's like a auburn, so
Hmm.
like a chestnut brown. And it is most definitely the same color as Camille, as Mr. Leger. Yes.
Um, Now, a blade so clean, well pulled out of someone is uh wild, but
I think we can rule it out as the murder weapon.
but
No, it definitely kills him. It just uh well, okay, so let's see. Let me see if I can put this in normal people terms. There's I can't know. Okay, so it was a rapid coagulation of the blood upon the entry of the blade that may have uh stopped as much of the bleeding, and he or they or she, depending on who you ask, missed the target trying to get to probably the arch of the aorta for the most effect of this rapid coagulation, though there is no sign of a hemotoxin. Just apparently these notable features of a relatively unremarkable knife.
And Jerry will look at Dr. Fury and say, I know some of those words.
You're
eh,
doing great. All right. So hold on. So when blood loves one another, they get really,
When two red blood
really
cells love each other
close.
very, very much.
There are these little things in there called platelets. And when they get real close, it makes look, sometimes when I'm doing an autopsy, I crave a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's all I'm saying.
Mhm. I'm
what a
tracking. I
segue.
follow.
What an
Digression.
interesting final comment. Um no, one, it's weird. All of that is bizarre. But also Monsieur's hair. And she'll like point at the lock of hair to point it out to Dr. Fury just because she's not standing so close. Uh, it's the same color as his and everything.
So once
Hey,
again,
Chorus. Oh,
I was just gonna say, so once again, this feels ceremonial.
It does. Also, to use a knife that does not even have a maker's mark is very intentionally unremarkable, which in itself is remarkable. Is it not?
I was gonna ask, do we know about the magic available in world? Since we are a relatively mundane.
I was going to ask the very same question. But I was going to frame it in such a way of saying, um, what's everyone's take on the supernatural? Do we
I'll
believe in it? Do we think it's bupkis? What is everyone's individual take on the supernatural?
I'll answer first just because I brought up Rasputin earlier. So I'll say that like through folklore growing up in Russia and like probably getting in like having our little like kids military outfit that like wandered through the woods and like you know we had little stories that we would tell each other and things that had been passed down. And so I have like a healthy natural superstition, I think, but also I would say that like I've seen things that I can't explain, but I'm as like as like a bon vivant, I'm also like health I'm also kind of skeptical on like the occult.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I imagine that Dr. Fury probably thinks that it's all bunk.
I am gonna actually go against the stereotype because she's
Okay.
somebody who works with the dead,
Okay.
and I personally have had supernatural experiences in a funeral home, and so she just most of the, so she believes in the supernatural. She
Mhm.
knows that it's real. She's
Mhm.
just deeply inconvenienced by it. So sometimes when someone's hanging around longer than they need to, she'll just start banging pans together, going, "Get out of here! Gotta do my job." That's her approach to the supernatural.
Okay. So what's a situation that Dr. Fury has been in, um, that would basically convince her that the supernatural is real?
So when I was
Because this is going to
in,
be like a putting two and two together. You
Mhm.
know, Ford just said, "Hey, this looks very ceremonial. This looks very ritualistic," and then Dr. Fury is going to have a moment.
It's not widely known that Dr. Fury was called in on a very strange case, fresh out of school. Discretion, obviously, very, very encouraged. This is probably the first time she worked for Delilah. And it was a similar situation where there was some sort of cult or ceremony and a very strange death, and she wanted to find somebody with an open mind. And most doctors laughed her out of the room, saying that, hey, I think there's something supernatural at work. But Dr. Fury had a bit of a encounter in medical school where she had a conversation with the cadaver that she was learning anatomy
Oh,
on.
okay.
And so she said, yeah, no, absolutely. Bring me in. I love weird shit. And that was the beginning of her relationship with Delilah. And
Okay.
knowing that when things go funky, it's Dr. Fury.
Okay. What about Dorothy?
Um, oh, some amount of superstition is how you stay alive.
Hmm.
um, I don't think that she has had a lot of experiences like Dr. Fury or the like, but just I mean, the French are a classically very supernatural folk. Or like superstitious, believe in the supernatural, uh, don't mess with it but respect it kind of an energy. Though also like a lot of, you know, whether you call it a tool for reflection or divination, like a lot of tarot being classically French and the like. So like a
So,
lot of healthy superstition and acceptance that there's supernatural in the world, but no like direct experience with it to confirm its existence to her, other than just that she should believe it.
what's an object that's come through the the Old Town Oddity shop that maybe made Dorothy think twice?
Oh, there was this gorgeous old music box that seemed to play without anybody winding it. It just it was almost like it was winding itself, like it demanded to be heard when nobody was using it sometimes. Um, that she was responsible for cleaning and reselling. And
Did it ever get sold?
no, it's still in the shop. Nobody would take it for some reason. So it's
Mm,
still there.
okay. And what about Jerry?
Jerry is 100% skeptical about anything paranormal, supernatural. In his line of work, he thinks that everything has an explanation, that everything there's something behind what's going on. Even with his extracurricular activities that he does. It keeps him with an irregular schedule, all hours of the night. He doesn't sleep much. So anything that he has come across that he's not able to fully explain himself, he brushes it off as I'm losing my mind. I just need to sleep. I'm tired. Had too much to drink. But he is fully just not in a camp of believing anything having to deal with any type of powers or anything otherworldly.
So, what is a situation that Jerry has been in recent days where Jerry had to like almost like talk himself into like, okay, this, like it was so like the level of uncanny valley was just at the peak, and Jerry had to talk himself back from okay, like um I I had cheese before going to sleep, and this was an undigested bit of bread or something to that effect. Like the closest that Jerry ever came to s- be doubting his own skepticism.
I think there was an instance of some hooch smuggling.
Okay.
Um, Jerry and one of his colleagues met up with a buyer, and the buyer came with some extra people that Jerry wasn't expecting, so they had words. And the buyer was a bit smaller than Jerry. Like I said, Jerry's about 5'10". The buyer was probably about like 5'5", 5'6". Uh, so in that heated confrontation, Jerry's thinking that he has the upper hand on the buyer, and the buyer places his hand into Jerry's chest, not even with enough force to push him, but Jerry's reflected almost as if there were a group of people throwing him back. And
So like
Jerry,
one man with the strength of five.
yes,
Mhm.
and without even putting forth any effort to do this, is just a hand slowly placed out on Jerry's chest, and he's blown back. Um, and Jerry's just dumbfounded and can't even begin to explain how that happens. I saw with my own eyes that this was just one person that touched me, and now I'm 20 feet away from him. And it plagued Jerry because he wants to find answers to things, and this does not have an answer. There's no explanation as to how this could be possible.
Mhm. So, bringing us all back to the present moment, uh, you're all you are trying to juxtapose what this dagger can mean, what this lock of hair wound around it can mean. Is it ceremonial? Is it ritualistic? You're calling upon your previous experiences. Um, what do you do next?
I'm thinking, hold on, where's my accent? I'm thinking that maybe this knife's got something a little funky about it, a little air of something something, if you know what I mean.
I'm immediately going into paranoid mode. I know that like what we've just kind of deduced here is strange, and maybe this ceremonial thing isn't true. Maybe there's no like magic that's happened here, but powerful men believe in powerful things, and whatever they think happened here is dangerous. Like their moves are being made by powerful people that are going to affect a lot of less powerful people, and I'm on edge now.
Mhm.
So what do we know? What if we're looking at this? Clearly, this doesn't make sense. You pull the blade out of the body, there's no blood on it. There's some hair wrapped around it for whatever reason. We get we're getting half answers from everybody we talk to. We find the journal for Mr. Leger, and he's going on this sort of, not rant, but he's basically espousing that something that he's believing in is coming to fruition. And the last thing he wrote, everything is in place. If we are looking at something other than just a murder for gaining something, who?
So then this is why
I don't know anything about this stuff.
I will
who do we
ask
talk
this
to?
question again. Is Leger killed because he is standing in the way of something? Or is Leger a willing sacrifice in a greater scheme?
Yeah, that's kind of my theory here too, is like, yeah, he was stabbed in the back, but his journal kind of seemed to think that we were building up to today. That's why I think I had the theory back in the embassy that he knew when his last day was, and I don't believe it was self-inflicted unless he got very flexible with his arms pretty quick.
Perhaps his death is not to stop something from happening, but to start something
Start
happening.
something. But usually these kind of rituals, they require a couple of other pieces involved. So we'd have to try to figure out what the other pieces
This
are.
Hope Diamond was just stolen last night.
I beg all your fucking pardons. What?
And so Jerry pulls out the
The hush.
newspaper that Ford gave him and just kind of
Oh,
opens
yeah.
it up and puts it out. Clearly, while all this stuff is going on, one of the biggest fucking jewels in all of New York is gone missing.
I
The
mean, the
biggest
biggest
fucking
in the
jewel in the
world.
entire world. Well, not the biggest fucking diamond. Oh, fucking
Biggest
what?
diamond
Jesus
in the world,
fucking
yeah.
Christ.
You did not find it inside of the body, right?
I wasn't exactly looking for it, but I think I would have found it at this
Yeah,
point. I
most
checked all the
likely.
cavities. But, and then, like, I mean, this is all happening in the prep room. She just goes hands in, feeling around. There's
Yes,
awful
elbow deep.
squelching sounds. There's just, like, I mean, like, I, I don't think I would have mistaken it for a kidney stone, but you know what? I haven't slept. So let me
Wow.
just.
Yes, a 45 carat kidney stone.
Hey, I've seen worse. I've seen worse. Look, let me
You
say,
can be
most people don't recover from what they come to see me about, okay?
uh you can be fairly certain that an object like that is not present upon this former person. As you are performing a more thorough cavity search, um,
The ultimate cavity search.
the ultimate cavity search,
Cavity
there is
search final boss.
It's so strange you didn't have to roll for cavity search.
It wouldn't be the first time for me.
Roll to plunge.
there's a knock at the side door.
Don't like that.
That might be the flower. We're in a place of business. The flowers. Does nobody know how a
Okay,
funeral
hold
goes?
on. Somebody take this, please.
Out-
And she'll hand the dagger to the first person willing to grab it from her. And
Yeah,
she'll.
it's Dr. Fury.
Okay. She'll go. Oh, look, you were wrist deep in somebody. I didn't want to assume. I'll go answer the door, but this time not brandishing a murder weapon.
Okay. So you just open the door.
Ooh, there's no like windows in the door or anything, right? It's just a solid
Oh,
door.
there could be an opening, sure. There,
I would look
a square
out.
glass, yeah, a square piece of glass. There is a man standing there. It looks like he's in overalls, like blue collar worker garb.
Mm-hmm.
Very very ordinary, chocolate brown coveralls. Um, uh, we're here about the pipe leak.
I will have made myself discreet behind a wall.
There is he appears to be by himself.
Um, Doctor, did Morty mention a pipe leak?
I genuinely know nothing about pipes. No one told me about it.
Um,
I think Dr. Fury, now coded in coagulated blood from her cavity search, walks up like this and goes, "Can I help you, gentlemen? Gentleman. Ain't there usually more
Yeah.
than one of you to deal with this kind of stuff?"
Yeah, well, depending on how bad the leak is, we may have to call in a couple more people, but I got to look at the leak first.
Well, let me go get Morty. It's that I'm visiting.
Okay, I'll wait.
Is there like, can I not, would it be deduced to try to make sure he's like a
Deduce,
dude?
discern.
Oh, let me see. What am I better at? We'll do a
Uh,
deduction. A deduction.
uh, yeah. I mean, I'll try to discern what's happening here.
Okay.
Uh, that is a 10, and a 3 before modifiers. I'm
All right,
like,
that is a crit for you.
Do you
And what
want to
about
hear?
for
Do you want to hear something
I
really weird?
what's that?
I got a 10, a 3, and a 3.
Oh, that's a crit for you as
What is
well. So,
happening?
um,
But two tens and a
he's
3 and two threes and a 10 are wild. Maybe I do believe in the supernatural more than I said before.
um, what is it about this guy that tips off the fact that he is not here about a pipe leak?
um, One, I
if
feel like if there was something in the area that, like, one of the sinks down here had a horrible pipe leak or something, wouldn't Morty tell somebody who's likely to wash her hands at some point while
right.
down here, hey, don't use the sink or whatever? Like, there's one, it feels like something he would have warned somebody in his business about if she could potentially do damage.
Hey,
Two,
look,
it's
I got a
just the
busy
one
day. I
guy.
got like 10 calls to make. Can you just let me in to look at this pipe leak and then I'll be out of your way?
Can I was gonna say, can I also say that he's someone here for a pipe leak, but he's got maybe a jug of chemicals with him?
He's got a toolbox. And maybe there's a canister in there that yeah, that you spot.
Mm.
Huh.
I will leave the door closed. Is there a lock on the door?
Sure, makes sense.
I will
Yeah,
lock the
they'd be
door. Boop. Like, I wasn't sure if it was like something that needed a key or just like a lock of some sort that I could close myself. So I'm gonna
All right.
do that.
huh.
So he's going to try and open the door before you lock it.
Mm.
So, what do you have to try and lock it? What do you think, what would you roll to try and get it locked before he has the chance to open it?
Um.
And if you don't think that any of your skills make sense, you may always roll quote unquote untrained, which is a single die plus a relevant attribute.
I feel like um prepare would make sense
Okay.
because I was not planning like I was planning on what to do if he barged in
Hmm.
before when he seemed suspicious, but I also was planning on not letting him in at all unless
Okay.
Marty came downstairs and was like, "Hey, that's my guy, let him in."
Okay.
So like my plan is how to keep him out of the building anyway is what's going through her mind. So I think that that
Gotcha.
feels appropriate.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and roll that? And two.
Um, can I use my reroll?
You sure can.
Yes.
Um, that's an 8 on the die, so 10 total.
10 total. He manages, you are turning the deadbolt, but you don't get it in time. And he yanks it open.
I'll
So
call.
he's holding the toolbox in his
Mhm.
right hand. He yanks the door, pulls it open. And just as he does that, three other people, it's as if they were standing perfectly still in line behind him, take steps and separate And where there was one person, now there are four. And then he takes the
What the hell?
toolbox and throws it at you.
Uh, so I'm not far.
Okay.
Probably within I mean I was just turning to go get Morty and
Uh-huh.
like probably just a few steps. I hear that toolbox swing.
Hmm.
I would like Dr. Fury to unleash the other aspect of
Okay.
my build, and I'm gonna use Pugilist to fucking try to knock this guy's lights out.
All right. So I will give um so since Dorothy failed to lock the door and he got the door open, then he's gonna get a shot at attacking Dorothy physically by throwing the toolbox.
Mhm.
So Dorothy, you have the opportunity to roll either repel, which is basically along the lines of like throwing your hands up and like just getting this thing to glance off of you, or dodge, which is to get out of the way. So you decide.
I think she would try to dodge because there might be stuff in there that might do more damage even if it's blocked from my face to hit me at
Mhm.
all.
Okay.
So dodging for
Okay.
11.
All right. You are able to dodge successfully. So this thing, I mean, he was taking advantage of the fact that he had the opening by being able to get the door open. But when he threw the thing between the door being relatively narrow and, you know, a toolbox not being a dedicated weapon, him just looking at an opportunity to try and kind of clobber you with it. Everything goes splaying out wide as the toolbox hits the wall, breaks into pieces. Everything that was in the toolbox splits open. Um, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go around. So Dr. Fury, you wanted to regale the old days of boxing in university and haul off on this guy.
Just, I mean, like, he steps through that threshold and it is just a haymaker of Irish fury. Uh, just straight to the chin. So I'm gonna use cuff,
Okay.
which I have 3 dice. Um, a 10, a 9, and a 4 was what I rolled
Okay.
for
So top die is 13.
13. I
Okay.
might switch dice because this is getting ridiculous. The crits I'm rolling. Like, this is
Well,
me
here's the
wanting to
thing.
hamstring myself. Like, this is starting to get redonkulous.
So
Uh,
that's up to you, but you can only bank a number of crits equal to your potential threshold, which is on your character sheet. So you're gonna be maxed out on the number of crits that you can bank.
yeah, no, I'm already maxed out. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, it's just my dice. This is unlike me. I have Will Wheatonism usually. So like I'm shocked. I rolled a 100 on this D100 set literally last night. I don't know what's happening. I'm okay with it, but I kind of want to be human. Um so yeah, just I mean, she's what she's good at. It's if it's not bodies, it's bodies. So she's yeah, gonna haul off and just I
Hmm.
mean perfectly. The thing about being a pathologist is you know exactly where to hit to do the most
Hmm.
damage. And there's this little dent right around here that causes a thing we in the industry call glass jaw. And it is
Like
just
Glass
a
Joe
perfect,
from
yeah,
Mike
just,
Tyson's Punch Out.
yep, just a perfect, like, middle knuckle
Hmm.
right there.
So you get a
Um,
hit. You inflict an injury. You land a hit on this guy. Um, So next to go is Ford.
So I've been kind of making myself discreet behind a wall. I will step out
Mhm.
and probably equipped with, I would imagine, at least like two knives on my day to
Okay.
day. I
Okay.
will pull them out and then I will kind of just start doing fancy moves with them in a
Hmm.
very elegant way, but also a slightly intimidating way.
Okay.
I'm trained in many disciplines, ballet being one of them that's on my character sheet, but so maybe this is like a deadly dance I am doing. And I will use
So you're trying to work against their you are you trying to intimidate them to wear
yeah,
down their
I have a
vitality?
an ability called commanding presence,
Okay.
and it's essentially I do a performance
Hmm.
or I like, do something that commands the attention of them onto me rather than my allies.
Okay.
And so this is to
So
make me look like maybe the most skilled fighter in the room, though I am definitely probably not that thing.
okay. Well, why don't you just read the mechanical part to me again, refresh my memory.
Yeah. So it says, commanding presence, power challenge with impose to a number of opponents, no more than your res 2. If
Resolve.
you
Hmm.
succeed, yeah, resolve 2. If you succeed, you can hold their attention, forcing them to spend their next action doing nothing but paying attention to me.
Got it. So go ahead and roll that for me. So that's
So I
impose. That is one of your automatics.
Yes, yes, yes. So I get 2 on that with a
Yes.
2 plus. My highest is going to be an 11.
Okay. Was that in that 10?
With a 2, no, it would be a 9.
Okay. All right, you succeed. So so you have their attention.
Yeah, I just wanted them to maybe think that like with these knives, I'm going to like get at them, but I'm just making openings for
You are
my
going to fuck
allies.
up their shit.
Yeah, but they think that, but they're probably not actually.
Okay, Jerry, what are you doing?
As the door swings open, that's going to grab my attention.
Hmm.
The second he throws the toolbox at Dorothy and she dodges it and it smashes against the wall, you say the contents spill out onto the floor.
Yeah.
Do I notice anything out of the ordinary in those in that brief moment with those contents? Does it look like anything that would not normally be inside of a toolbox?
No, it all looks perfectly in keeping. It's a combination of tools and like I said, maybe a metal canister of some ammonia, let's say.
Okay.
Like
Uh
not pure ammonia, like an ammonia based cleaner, let's say.
okay. Okay. So as I see Dr. Fury just start wailing on this guy, and Ford pulls out his knives, I'll just say, I guess we're doing this. And I will move closer,
Hmm.
but not inserting myself into the scuffle, just kind of
Okay.
holding my ground where a few feet ahead of where I am so that if
Yeah.
they do make their way inside of the room, I'll help defend.
Okay. So you are physically putting yourself in such a way to prevent them from coming in.
From progressing any further past, if they get past Dr. Fury, then I would insert myself in between Dr. Fury and Dorothy.
All right. So you're sort of like readying yourself. You're waiting to see what happens before you act.
Yes.
Okay. It is very clear to you, to all of you, that their objective is getting inside the door. So they are going to they're going to shove, they're going to physically strike, basically. They're going to put themselves in such a way that they can square off man to man. There's four of you, there's four of them. They are pushing their way into this door, and they are trying to position themselves in such a way that they can face you on a one-to-one basis. So
Two of
if
them can
you
only pay attention to me.
right, and that yes, thank you. Um, everything that I just said is their objective. However, yes, they are enthralled, they're captivated by Ford's display of uh martial puissance.
What was this
Uh
building made out of? Like, is it a brick building? Is it largely wood?
I would imagine it's probably brick.
Okay. All right. Noted.
So
That's a
they
concerning question to me. I am concerned.
Don't
No
cast
good
fireball.
happens after. What is this made
I
out
am,
of?
I am intrigued. I want to know where this leads.
I'm a lady
um
who knows how to get what she wants. Don't worry about it. It's
So,
fine.
so that'll bring us back to, so they cannot do anything other than to marvel at Ford's display. So that brings us back to Dorothy.
I am going to I mean, I have just the thing for a situation like this. My delightful chorus, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my lighter, and I believe I have a bottle of perfume in my bag in
Okay.
case I which
Did I give the administrator the scrounge
yes, I do have
enhancement?
scrounge, so I'd like to use my scrounge
Yeah, you could
effect.
you could have it would have made sense that you would have had it in your bag to begin with. So
Yeah.
you have a lighter, you have a cigarette lighter, you have a bottle of perfume.
Yeah, this is the boom era. That's not foreshadowing, I hope, I promise. This is sort of the boom era of lighters being readily accessible. So good old Flint.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna pull out my lighter and my spray perfume in case I ran into anybody who I needed to do finer business with. And I'm gonna spray it
Okay.
over the I'm gonna do a classic a classic little spray.
Flamethrower?
Yeah, because it's mostly ethyl alcohol.
Yep.
That's what
Oh,
perfume
yeah.
is made out of. It's highly flammable.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sounds good to me. Now,
I'm just gonna do a little spray, and I'm not gonna like hold it down the whole time because hopefully it's a warning and I don't have to burn these men to death. So,
now
this is a warning
you,
spray.
um,
How did I know it was fire? Anytime it's what's the material of this building? It's fire. It's just
what's the building made of? How tall is the ceiling? How big is the room? I don't care how big the room is. I use
look,
fire.
as a sorcerer main in other games, yes,
As
I
somebody who's
understand.
done this in real life, but usually with Aquanet hairspray, I'm very excited to see how
Oh,
this
yes.
goes.
You're pulling a Rorschach, basically.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But as a lady,
I would say it's
this is the high femme version of it.
it's
going
better
to
to
be
know that it's just perfume that is flammable and not you have a perfume bottle full of hydrochloric acid. That's
Yeah.
I mean, you have to understand it's like over 90% ethyl alcohol, so
Yeah.
it's very flammable spray.
Oh yeah. Now, Dorothy does not have any combative skills. However, you do have crits.
I do.
So if you would like to spend a crit, you may just tell me what this looks like.
I will spend a crit.
Okay.
So as the person closest to the door, I'm sure that they're still closer to me than the others. So, I'm I mean, other than the one that the doctor is wailing on and Jerry's trying to posture sort of
Yeah, I mean,
towards.
there's not a whole lot of space to work with
There's
in
not
this
a whole lot
doorway,
of
but
space,
yeah.
but there's enough room to hopefully give a warning. Maybe singe somebody a little bit. That's fine. So Dorothy pulls out her bottle of spray perfume and her lighter after sort of searching her bag for a moment, and aims them and goes, I believe you want to step back outside. And then does like the open flame and does a spray through it to allow the flame burst towards them. Because as this one is not intended to kill them, she's more trying to intimidate them, but she is going to do it right at the face of the man who threw that
So
toolbox
do
at
you
her.
want to inflict injury, I guess is my question.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe just like a little.
Just a tiny burn.
Okay.
Just a little burn as a treat. So yeah, I'm gonna do like a short burst of the perfume through the fire, and I am not going to have moved away from him at all in order to do this. And there is a burst of fire as all the particulate catches.
A gout, if you will.
A gout of flames at head level with this man who is throwing that toolbox.
And you inflict an injury. And so far, that's 2. So we will come to Ford next.
Gosh, I guess.
Are you going to maintain? Are you going to? If you're going to maintain the display, you'll have to challenge them again.
Yeah, that's possible to try to maintain focus on me?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. I am more of lover than actual fighter. Top will be 9 on this.
Oh yeah, they just got blasted with fire in the face, and they're done. So it seems like they are they're no longer entranced by your very very expertly very very the display is very well done, and it's very captivating, but it's not holding their attention anymore.
Can I just ask a quick question before we move
Sure.
on? Do they look like individuals or do they look like kind of copies of the same man?
They are individuals. Mechanically
Okay.
speaking, they are a single adversary, I guess you can say, or a single opponent, mechanically speaking, but in the fiction, they are different people.
Right. But you kind of said they like split off from each other
Yes.
because that
Yeah.
seemed more of a slightly like supernatural thing, but they're
Yes,
distinctly different men.
Yes, they are distinctly different men. The
Okay.
supernatural aspect was the fact that you were unable to tell that there were more than one standing behind each other until they actively
But it's not like multiple
revealed
men.
themselves. Yeah, it is not multiple men, correct.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Is there anything else that you would like to try and do?
No, I'll just move maybe closer to melee range to try to maybe throw a dagger on the next one if I can.
Okay. So we will come around to Jerry.
Did we skip me?
Did I? I'm sorry. You're right. I did.
No.
I did. Yes, because you went. It's almost like you and Dorothy kind of went at the same time. So yes. So
Gotcha. Okay,
please,
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So go ahead.
So he's gonna get hit in the face with a flame. Is he out? Do I move on to the next target?
So they're all one opponent.
Okay.
So again, mechanically speaking, you're going up against a single opponent, but you can. They are all still active in the encounter, so to speak. So do you want to just go to punch the same one, or?
Yeah, just try to honestly just focus fire on one, because then I can move on to the next. So she goes into like a perfect boxer stance and just goes, "Hey, Did you know the crib reform plate only needs 4 pounds of pressure to break your nose into your cranial cavity?
Okay.
Science punch.
Excellent shit talk.
Science punch. Okay, that's
punch. All right. 9. So 9 plus, I think it was 3. Hold on, I have too many tabs. Okay. Yes, 9 plus 2 for an 11, and then the
okay.
next lowest is an 8 plus 2 for a 10.
Okay. He dodged you. So
Dodge.
he was not thrown by the science punch. And he saw it coming and he ducked out of the way.
Well then I suppose she swears at him, and I might go try some jujitsu next round. Or as I
All
like to
right.
call it, folding the laundry with the person still in it.
Okay, Jerry, now it's your turn.
Okay. I love that. Do I see any of them brandishing any kind of weapons, or are they just trying to brute force their way inside of the room?
You do not
Just
see any
hands.
weapons visible.
Okay.
Besides the
And
toolbox.
Well, the tool, yeah, but the only toolbox was with the first guy. He threw it. No, but nobody else has any other obvious weapons.
okay. And for the one, so all four are still around. Nobody's like
Yep.
down for the count or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry is not a big guy, so there's not a lot that Jerry can do. Um, how can I? I'm trying to think of how I can take the skills that I do have and turn
Well,
them
why don't you
offensive.
tell me what would you like to do if we start from
So,
there?
in the sense of Jerry sees Dorothy with the flamethrower,
Hmm.
sees Dr. Fury throwing blows,
Hmm.
sees Ford with his knives. Jerry's got nothing, but of course, he clearly can tell that something is going to happen that we're trying to avoid, because clearly there's something they knew we were here, or something they knew the body was here, so I want to try to get them out. So I will, whichever one is closest to, because they're all trying to get into the door, if there's
Hmm.
one that hasn't made his way in yet, I want to try to run and sort of like tackle him out of the door.
Okay. So Jerry doesn't have any particular um, offensive skills,
Jerry's a lover, not
but
a fighter.
now don't forget that going back to our rerolls. So you should have one because I should say you actually have two because it says that there were two rerolls for the group.
Mhm.
So just keep that in mind. And I also don't remember I don't believe that you ranked any crits.
I have one.
Um, you have one.
Yes.
So um, would you like to use your crit?
Yes. I would like to use my crit.
All right. So you're going to just you're just going to tackle the first guy. I see it being like because this doorway is so narrow and because it opens right out to the street practically, that they don't have a whole lot of room to maneuver. And if you hit the first one, the rest of them are going to go down. So that's what I see. How does that sound to you?
I Yeah, I think that would be ultimately what I would try to do. If I can't, yeah, because I would want to at least try to get one of them out to try to reduce the numbers
Hmm.
of my colleagues in the room. But yeah, if I can do a domino effect and get all of them out of the door, then that would be exactly what I would want to try to achieve.
One thing that you notice when you get the first one, so it's like a domino effect. You get that one person, you crouch down real low, you just throw your shoulder forward. You get that you take him completely. He was not aware that somebody was going to try and straight up tackle him, and um, They seem to have some sort of, you can't tell if they are coordinated in a supernatural way or if it's a result of maybe they have worked a lot together. They do seem to have some sort of ability to coordinate with each other, but this took them completely by surprise. You tackled the one, the rest of them didn't see it coming. They all crumpled. When you get that first guy down, you manage to pull away one of his sleeves, and his arm from wrist up is covered in a very dizzying array of tattoos. And I'm giving you that because you used your crit. So your crit was to get them down. That's going to inflict an injury on them. So they got 3 right now. And that's something else that you notice.
Okay.
Now they are going to, the one that you tackled is going to try and push you off.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you to either roll repel or dodge. He's going to try and push you, and you might get injured in the process of getting pushed. So there's a chance.
Okay. So I'll roll a dodge.
Okay.
Highest is a 7 for a total of 10.
Okay. So you are going to take a hit towards your resilience. He shoves you, and he shoves you against the wall, and you ooh. That gives them an opening. They scramble to their feet, and they make a run for it. Or they're going to try and make a run for it. Are you, as a group, are you going to allow them to run off, or are you going to pursue them? What are you going to do?
What would it be to try to grab at least one for interrogation?
That would be something that, because Dr. Fury is not a wrestler, so
she's a boxer. Maybe try to
you
get
could,
one last sucker punch in like that real sensitive spot in the back of the head. See if I can knock one out in
sure.
one go.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. There we go. Okay. 7, 7, and 4 and 2. So
Okay,
7
so
plus what's my bonus on this one? So
it's going to be stature based, so 9. So yeah, so you clobber one of them. The other 3 make a run for it, and they get away, but you've got one that passed out, that you knocked unconscious.
It's a really beautiful maneuver that Dr. Fury does. Grabs him by the back of the coveralls, and basically fist coming in, him being pulled back, just extra momentum there to just get him cold cocked in one go.
And just falls down like a cheap suit.
She goes, well, if I did that right, he should be awake in a few minutes. If I did that wrong, well, he's in the right spot.
I'll help Dr. Fury get the body away from the door, probably more into like the examining room, and then I will just go to every entrance on this for the time being and blockade it as best as I can in case anybody's coming back.
All right. And that is where we're going to call the episode.
Wow.
So you have a captive for interrogation, but he was one of 4, and the other 3 managed to escape. And just like the one that you tackled is one of the ones that escaped. The one that Dr. Fury knocked out is obviously the one that didn't get away. However, you can see that he is covered similarly in tattoos, Hard to tell though whether or not his tattoos match the other ones though. They are there. It's not his tattoos are not pictures per se. They're almost tribal or symbolic, but they interlock with each other in such a way that it's definitely not artistic.
Geometric kind of pattern.
In some cases geometric, in some cases curves, and but it's definitely not. It's a lot of most of the time when people get tattoos, they have there's some sort of uh artistic significance. This is there's no rhyme or reason other than they completely cover his skin and they interlock with each other.
Okay.
Okay.
And that is where we're going to call the episode for the night.
We're gonna have to cut off this guy's skin.
Yep. All right.
Okay, I
Sorry.
mean
God, I have some
Sorry.
scalpels.
We're gonna have to flay this guy completely.
Thank you.
This is how they do things in Odessa.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to see what happens next time for part 3 question mark.
Part 3, yes.
Yeah,
we made it work.
We went from 2 parts to 3 parts, but
Yes.
thank you everybody. Let's go around, say hey, who we are, where you can find us, tell us what kind of projects you're working on, and then we'll work on a raid.
I don't have any projects at the moment, but you can find me on socials as Tezrak the Imp Slayer, primarily BlueSky, primarily Discord. My only real project is this game. I'm somewhere between version 4 and version 5. I have made as a result of running demo games, I have come across made a variety of realizations that have uh, moved me past my target, which was version 4, and it maybe even count as version 5. Also, I mean, I definitely plan on. I would love to see this as a quote unquote real book, and that might happen in 2026. We'll see. Who would like to go next? Siobhan.
I will. So I'm Siobhan, Dr. Bubbles PhD, wherever you can type in a screen name. I am working on hopefully something that will go to Kickstarter in Q2 of 2026. And I have my own streaming channel that should be up and running in Q1 of next year as well. And I'm going to be coming back with Star Metal Productions in at least a one shot, if not another season of our Pokemon game. So keep an eye on my BlueSky for other projects that I'm going to be working on, and I will be sure to update. Come see me and my fun death facts in many ways.
Okay, who's next?
I'll go. Hey, Craig, let me just say first off, this system really great. It's been such a pleasure to do this. I'm so excited. I was so happy to say yes, let's do a third. Just because this has been such a blast to play with you and with everybody. Thank you all
Thank you.
so much. My name is Jordan, Jojo, brutal kind, of course. On all socials, I have a podcast called Squeakquels, a sequel podcast. We're gearing up for the holidays, so we have a Christmas parody of the Christmas Carol, which I wrote in like a day and a half, and it's going to be bad. And then we have a New Year's episode where we just talk about more things we discussed and found out about the last 4 movies we did, which are Jurassic Park, Donnie Darko, The Departed, and The Sixth Sense. Ooh, spooky. Thank you so much.
All right, I will go next. Once again, I am Spider, TJ Spider on most social medias, Twitch, BlueSky, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, TJ Spider on all of those. Also, again, hosting a movie review podcast, movie TV show, trailers, all of that kind of stuff, reaction for all types of action content called All Things Super. So check us out on YouTube, Spotify, everywhere you get a podcast. If you're into that sort of thing, check it out, and we'd love to have you.
And Bunny, I think you're last but not least. You're muted.
Fantastic. Hey, I'm Bunny, aka Fiery Ashes. Yeah, this is an absolute delight to be a part of, and I'm really excited that I got to do this. I am a full-time variety streamer, sometimes charity streamer here on Twitch, so you can primarily find me here or on Discord as Fiery Ashes, but you can also find me as a cast member of The Old Ways, which is another actual play group, who we are actually raiding into tonight, which is why I went last, so I could introduce what we're raiding into over there. But they are playing a Star Wars charity stream benefiting Feeding America. And I'm very excited to go over there. But I'm part of several of their shows. All of their current shows coming out are shows that I'm currently in. So if you want to check me out as a lesbian fighting Cthulhu mythos in the 1930s, if you want me being the avatar of a mage in a Mage the Ascension game, we're on our season 2 of Mage the Great Beyond. But yeah, you can find me over there doing all sorts of shenanigans, and we're going to be rating my my podcast tonight, which I'm really excited about. Also, if you just want shenanigans from me that aren't TTRPGs or video games or cooking or crafting or art or other IRL content, I am going to be part of a holiday puppet show on Nurse Huckleberry's channel on the 21st. So I get to go back to screenwriting my comedy sketch tonight when we're done with the raid, and going back to making finger puppets of a bunny character to represent myself, but also some cryptids you might recognize. So if you want to see this holiday cryptid comedy showcase, check out Nurse Huckleberry's channel on
specifically
the 21st.
holiday cryptids.
Cryptids learning about how to celebrate holidays outside of the places that a cryptid is visiting from its point of origin and is not used to celebrating the holidays elsewhere.
So Loch Ness monster Nessie with a Santa hat.
You'll have to see. You'll have to come around and see.
I was thinking more along the lines of Mothman making a gingerbread house, but
okay.
Oh my gosh! Don't Spider. If anybody comes around, nobody saw nothing. No. Anyway, I'm really excited about those projects and others, and it's a pleasure. I can't wait to do this a third week with y'all.
Hey everybody, it's your voice from behind the curtain, your tech runner Mare. Quick things we're going to go to quickly talk about. I'm going to go through the schedule, and then we're going to go on to that raid for the Old Ways Twitch that Fiery is talking about. Saturdays tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific, we return from our short hiatus of Horizon's Call, our flagship D&D 5e campaign that is within a couple episodes of our Season 5 finale. On Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific, we have our Carcosan-inspired Wild West, like Cthulhu shit, Nightmares on the Frontier, run by Val using the Blades in the Dark system. On Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific, we have our second Carcosa inspired game, Campers and more Cthulhu stuff called Summer in Carcosa. Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific, we have our Gate Night, our Baldur's Gate game with LD, Shadow, and Derek. And on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, we also have a Star Wars game. This is part 3 of 3, Star Wars, The Final Piece, which is run by Dax and part of our HOPEmas games. On Thursday at 5:15 Pacific, we have our Cypher System Zenith 3000 game full of intrigue. We're actually at a gala right now, so we're about to go dance with some powerful people, of course. And then we have Friday, the part 3 of your wonderful Shadowlight and Persona game. Tea Time Adventures is being rescheduled, so keep an eye on socials for when that is going to be. And then on Saturdays, the 20th and the 27th, we have a Root TTRPG game as part of HOPEmas called Bounty at the Festival of Frost, run by Baker. And last but not least, we have 2 one-shots for HOPEmas to round out the rest of the charity game. On Monday the 22nd at 4 p.m. Pacific, we have I'm running a game called Grandma Club, where grandmas are going to be putting on a holiday fair and making sure that everything goes smoothly. And last but not least, we have Derek running a game called Under the Floorboards. Not a Creature Was Stirring, and that's on December 23rd at 1 p.m. Pacific. Huh. Busy December. With
That's
that,
like the 12 streams left until Christmas.
stick around for the raid. We are going to go raid the Old Ways Twitch, which I think they just came back from break. So go give them some love. Donate to a good cause if you are able, and we will see you next week for part 3 and the finale of the Paris 1-2 step of 24.
24.
Bye.
24. Bye.
Thank you.